Hello, that divination witch. I hope you're doing well. Back with a witchy video. You'll know from the title and thumbnail. But I suppose this is another in my series of different spirits and deities, etc. that I have met over the years. Because if you're new here, being that divination witch, I do a lot of readings for other people and I meet spirits I ordinarily wouldn't meet. And well, this playlist is me sharing my experiences with you guys in case you do encounter these spirits or deities. So this video is a bit different because it's going to be an overview of other sorts of spirits that there is. So without further ado, let's get into it. And if you're new, I just want to give you a welcome. I'm Sarah, I'm that divination witch. This is a safe space, so if you've got questions, ask away. I encourage that. Everyone's got to start somewhere. I'm happy to help where I can. I share my experience. I give people answers best I can. And if you like that, you know what to do. Hit subscribe. If you do want to support me further, support the channel further, I've got a link tree just below. I offer readings. I've got a shop at Etsy. I've got Patreon and YouTube memberships. I'm currently teaching tarot on there. So if you're interested, please check it out. Thank you. Spirits are hard to describe. There are many different types of spirits and spiritual beings that exist. And if you would ask me 10 years ago, if I'd be sitting here on YouTube telling you all of this, I would tell you that I was clearly insane. Like, even for me, as somebody, I do try and look at things analytically. It can be hard to wrap my head around that this is a thing. But it is, and so I'm going to tell you about it. So when you think of a spirit, you may think of a ghost, a lost loved one. That's just one type of many different spirits out there. So let's list a few and I'll talk briefly about some. At some point I will do videos more in depth about these different types of spirits. But yes, your first sort of spirit is your lost loved ones, ghosts. You also have spirits of nature, you have deities, you have ascended masters, some people call them, but I say elevated spirits. There could be saints, etc. People who had some power, some spiritual power. You have mythological beings, let's say. Mythological beings like dragons, fairies, mermaids, elves, gnomes, all these different things through different cultures, yokai, they all exist as well. There are demons and angels, there are extraterrestrial beings as well. There's numerous conspiracy theories about all of that. There are spirits that are like negative entities I've spoke about on the channel. There are light beings. There are things that I can't even put into words. I don't even know what they are. There are so many different spirits out there. And some of these things like dragons, come on, I never thought I'd think a dragon was real. You know, I just can't believe that I even believe this, but I do. So yeah, the spirit realm is a minefield. So your lost loved ones, to give a brief overview of that. Normally, lost loved ones, well, it's what it says on the tin. It's what me and you may end up as one day when you pass on and before you reincarnate. You know, you have time as a spirit. You may have an afterlife, be with family, be in a nice place with that resonates with your beliefs, and then you reincarnate, you learn life's lessons, you may watch over loved ones, you may become their spirit guide for a while. That can happen. But normally, you know, that's what a lost loved one, what a ghost is, in a way, like a straightforward ghost. But you have ghosts, what the ancient Greeks would have called shades. This is what Hecate rules over. And these are people that can't move on. These are people that are earthbound spirits, people that, for whatever reason, can't move on to the next stage. Something bad might have happened to them. There might be some unfinished business. Who knows? There's numerous different reasons, both bad and good. Bad, sadly, is most common. but there are good reasons as well. And these are sometimes lost souls that have been trapped for a while. That's when you hear about hauntings and people having spirits attached to them and things like this. And there are different classifications of that. I mean, some call them poltergeists and things. It depends. I mean, like people, when we're alive, you get a-holes when you're alive, and lovely people as well. Well, it's the same on the other side. Some people are nice, some people are not. It works the same. And when it comes to poltergeists, things like that, I suppose we're touching on negative entities. Some people may call them demons, call them whatever you want, but I've got a whole video about this on the channel. There's loads of different types of them, feed off our energy, most commonly our fear, sometimes sexual energy, sometimes positive energy. There's different types, different classifications. I suppose a poltergeist will be one of them. Shadow people are in with that, not all the time, but you've got that kettle of fish. And then I suppose you've got the light beings on the opposite spectrum, and light beings are just healing, pure, amazing energies. And then from that you do have your deities and angels and demons. So deities are gods and goddesses of old and new. You know, I see them as archetypes of source. They are helpful to us. They're here for us, to help us, to give us life lessons and guidance. And it's the likes of Hecate, Ra, Anubis, I don't know, people off the top of my head. And also Hindu deities as well, like Kali or Parvati or Shiva or whoever, Durga. Yeah, all these beings are helpful, higher powers to help us, okay? Then I suppose from there you do have things like egregores, thought forms. That's more psychology that can be manifested into reality. One of the most common egregores that there is Santa Claus. The belief in Santa Claus. It gives power to something. So there are spiritual beings out there like that. If enough people believe in something, then it can be manifested into reality, into spiritual reality. There is power in belief. And then you've got your mythological sort of beings, and there are so many different ones. Like dragons is most common, and that's a good example to use, but the fae, mermaids, yokai in Japan, I mean there's tons of different types of yokai, but there's similar creatures and spiritual beings across different cultures, like, you know, animal spirits as well is a part of that. And I don't just mean your everyday animals, I mean that is another sort of spirit. But I mean like the kitsune, who's the fox demon, that's just an example. Well, that's not just found in Japan. There are fox spirits like that in other parts of the world. And also your ascended masters, along with the deities as well. I forgot to say that. That's the likes of Jesus. It's the likes of saints, Saint Michael, well, he's more of an angel I suppose, but Saint Paul, Saint Peter, I don't know. You get me? People who are meant to be wise in life, you know, Mother Teresa, I suppose. Anyways, when it comes to the mythological creatures though, they're not so mythological. I've worked with dragons before, and I'll do a whole video about it. It's more complicated than you think. Dragons are so in depth and all of these different beings are, they deserve their own videos really, but I wanted to give you an overview. They all deserve their own videos, all of them. Dragons can be enlightened beings. They can specialize in different things. They all have different personalities. Some are nice, some are not nice, some are good, some are bad. They can be our guardians, they can be guides to us like deities are. They can want to F us up basically as well. The fae, overview of them, there's loads of different types. Fairies, I suppose elves you could class in with that, and you've got pixies and other fae that are more nature based, because there's nature spirits too that you can tap into the energy of. And again, some are nice, some are not so nice. It's similar to yokai. It's similar, you know, to other things in other cultures. nature spirits themselves, everything holds spirit. You know, the land we walk on, the trees, the rivers, the sky, everything. Your home has a spirit. Where you live has consciousness on a spiritual level. Everything has a spiritual footprint. We have spiritual energy and power that we don't even realise the half of it. Even I don't realise the half of it. We leave such an impact on this world. And it's sad and it's silly in a way to think that we're the only higher intelligence there is. Even when it comes to the starseed stuff, I don't know fully what to believe myself in that yet. I do believe that these alien races exist. We aren't the only higher intelligence. I've been to the astral realm. I've seen things. I'm like, what on earth is that? I remember once seeing, it looked like giant floating eyeballs with glasses on. And I thought, am I just tripping here? I've never touched a drug in my life, but it felt like it. You know, there are beings out there that are beyond words, and so many people talk about these things and are dismissed as being nuts, basically. And I am guilty of doing that to people myself as well. You know, there's grains of truth in these things. Is why I'm giving you this overview. So even if you're sitting watching my video right now and thinking this woman is off her rocker, I feel you, because I would have done the same. Look past what I say about floating eyeballs or whatever. Look at your mythologies throughout the world and history. Why are there so many common themes? Think about it for yourself. Look at it for yourself. Yes, people share tales and stories. And yes, say dragons, you could argue that some people thought it was the dinosaurs or whatever. But it's transcended that. You know, in Eastern cultures, sometimes dragons are gods as well. Why is that? Why is there so many time periods and cultures that say similar things but might have different names for it? There's something in the collective that we know, but maybe we're afraid to admit, maybe we've been conditioned to not think about in the modern time. But these beings are very real, as in they may not be physical like you and me, but on a spiritual level. Whether you want to say it is mass belief in something, because there is power in belief in egregores that I touched on, like Santa Claus. You know, it could be something just like that. Enough people believe in it. But either way, look at it and try and understand that there is more to this world, and there's more to this spiritual world as well. If you're on a spiritual journey, there's more than just you and me and people and deities and angels and whatever. There is more. There is more than us. There is so much more. I don't know how else to put it into words. This is just an overview of me saying to you, look, these things are a thing. These things are a thing. And I know I sound absolutely crazy, but hey, if I'm crazy, whatever. I just feel like I had to say it, because I do get a lot of newbies coming to me. People ask questions like this. All these beings are real. Do your research. Have a look into them, is what I would say right now. I will eventually do videos about each of these things, because like I said, dragons are so complex. That's an example. I could go on and on about them for over an hour, just about that. So I need to do so, basically. Plan it, sit down, talk about it. You know, there's different beings out there, because I get asked, can you work with mermaids? Can you work with the energy of this or that? Fairies? You know, yes, you can. There are witches, there are not just witches, but spiritual people out there that tap into that archetype, tap into that energy. So have a look into it. You know, what does it mean to you? Tap into the energy of it. Pagans, spiritual people, you know, it's not just about a god sitting on a throne launching thunderbolts at you, commanding you. It's not just worshipping a higher power, it is acknowledging the universe. That's what it is. It's acknowledging not just gods and goddesses, but everything and everyone. And we, as well as humans, we're more powerful than we give ourselves credit for on a spiritual level. We've been dumbed down on purpose, I feel. You know, we block all of this out, but we're all capable of it if we only look past face value and analyze things. So yeah, I don't know what else to say at the moment because this is just an overview, but I'm basically confirming that yes, other things are real, spirits are real. So yeah, I hope this helped. If it did, great. I hope it enlightens you, I suppose, made you think. If there's anything you want me to talk about, let me know. I'll try and prioritize it. You know, if you want me to say talk about dragons, then I will. I mean, I plan to anyways, but you know, or if you've got burning questions I can't wait, ask. I try and respond. If you've made it this far, you may as well hit subscribe. I talk about stuff like this all the time. And yeah, until next time, stay safe, stay witchy. Bye.